Golfers, has that one golf shot that you hit during that last time you were out on the range or the golf course felt like you were a tour player? Well, to be able to rotate through the shot with your body, you need to apply some of these things that elite players actually do. As you see in the screen right here, tour players know the sequence of their swing. They have a very good grip. It's very functional. And they don't have a lot of tension because they know what they're doing by design. Welcome to my channel, Know by Design Golf. I'm Karen Davis, LPGA Professional. I'm up here at Indian Peaks Golf Club in Colorado. Today I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you're having difficulty rotating through the golf shot, and then give you a couple of drills that will really make a difference in your application of applying and learning how to rotate through the golf shot to a finish. So to get good balance and being ready to swing the golf club, you need to feel as though when you set up that your weight is more centered on your feet, and initially you're going to hinge forward from your hips, keeping your legs very straight, and then your arms are going to hang down, and then you're going to move with a little bit of knee bend. And you can see here that when I do that, the inside of my shoulder or my armpit is over there, right there. So my hands are hanging pretty much down in front of me. And then I'm in a ready position to swing. So that's going to help me rotate into the backswing from this posture. A great drill to help you feel what good posture is to do this drill called the wall drill. So I'm going to show you that now. Remember, golfers, the pivot, the winding and unwinding of your body is the engine. And I always say, do you want a 2-cylinder? Would you like a V6, a V12, or a Grand Prix car? So working on your pivot is going to be vitally important for you to become more of a consistent ball striker and also swing more like an elite golfer. The second root cause of you having to make compensations and not being able to rotate through the golf shot in posture is going to be an open club face. So you want to have a functional grip, and you want to be able to move your hands and club in sequence, but also with more structure, with this triangle staying in front of your chest. So an open club face would look like this, and an open club face coming down would definitely look more like that. So here's root cause number 2. An open club face on the way down is going to make you do extra things that you don't need to do in the downswing, and definitely inhibit unwinding in posture from the ground up going forward. Root cause number 2 would be a poor grip, an open club face, and coming down like this. So what is a square club face? Well, a square club face is when you move the club back, when you get about this high, you want to have the leading edge parallel to your spine angle. So coming down, what that needs to be is when the arms descend, that the toe is forward of the heel. And then that's going to allow you to unwind and deliver the club face square. So coming down, when you have this right wrist bent back at the top, and even some players have got more of a bowed wrist, that's going to make you have to trust this coming down, keeping this connection, and get your lower body to get out the way. You'll get more of this look coming down. That's a square club face, so it looks more like this. Look how that white pointer is pointing to the target line. There's a square club face. There's a square club face coming down and through. Golfers, so here's a great drill that you can rehearse for the feel. So you're going to hold your club just with your right hand on the grip, and if for ladies or those of you who are not quite as strong, you could even drop your hand further down on the shaft, matching where you would normally put your right hand when you grip the club, and getting the feel of, can you get this right wrist to bend back on the backswing, and it's almost like this right palm is pointing that way, and then when you come down, it's going to make you unwind and create that swoosh and that low point after the ball. Then once you've done that, make a golf swing at about half power, getting the feel of what you're doing in your right hand to keep the club face square. Have any of you had any of the root causes already in your golf swing? I'm going on to root cause number 3 right here. And root cause number 3 is a poor pivot. So what does that mean? Well, I see a lot of golfers starting off with attempting to keep their weight on their left, going back, and then having to counter themselves and pivot away and be totally off balance. Or another would be that when they get set up, that they drift and then attempt to get the ball, and they do that. So a good pivot would look more like this. So I've got the ball position in the middle, and then I've got these 2 alignment sticks inside my heels. And what I'm going to do is learn what it feels like with my left shoulder and my tailbone to be able to turn the left shoulder under and keep my tailbone feeling like it's staying over this stick. So it looks like this: left shoulder under, tailbone, and then I can sequence and get my pivot to work. Remember, that's the engine of your golf swing. And if it's not working very well, you're going to attempt to compensate with other body parts to get the club to go into the strike, and you're going to put in more effort than you really need. So we're looking to get a more effective pivot, and it's going to look more like left shoulder down, tailbone over the yellow stick, and then release. Golfers, now we're on to root cause number 4, and obviously they're going to be more variations of this, but I'm picking up for you on 5 root causes that I see quite a bit this summer up here in Colorado. So root cause number 4 is where the trail, forearm, and elbow move into the backswing. So root cause number 4 is when the club goes back, you don't want your hands club to go too far behind the seam on your clothing. So what is that going to look like? Well, the route that you move the club on the backswing is very much going to be determined by where you put your right hand on the grip. So I'm more on the side, but I'm definitely, when I go back, keeping my elbow in front of the seam on my shirt and getting an angle by folding the elbow and moving my right wrist back, where the inclination of the golf shaft is more down towards the target line, or between the balls line and the target line. So what we don't want is this sort of thing, and we want to get where we can move this club as if we were going to hold a tray, where the elbow and the is below the wrist as best you can, and you're loading more into your trail leg and into the shoulder, and you're not retracting your arm back here or moving it this way. That's a no-no. So that can cause all sorts of stuff to happen coming down, and you don't want to have to make that compensation coming down. So what you do want is to, here's the drill to help you feel what you want, is to move into the backswing, feeling like you're keeping this elbow in structure and not going more than 90 degrees with the forearm, and feeling like you're pushing out to your side, that you feel like you're pushing out to your side, so that it's going to look more like this in the backswing for most of you. Now, some of you are going to have your right hand a bit more under naturally. So your right hand is going to be on the grip more under. You're still, as you wind, you're going to get that arm a little deeper, but you're still going to have this structure and the inclination of the shaft where you want it. So keeping the right arm in front of the seam of my shirt going back, and I can get launch on the golf ball. There can be infinite number of root causes to things that you do in your golf swing. However, this is root cause number 5 for why you can't unwind and rotate in sequence through the shot. So root cause number 5 is that you do not create a hinge into and out of the backswing, and you force the club coming down. So what does that look like? Well, the issue is more that you don't get the club in a good place going back, and then you're activating your right hand, or you're starting to move and push with your right side too early. So root cause number 5 is going to be, can you get your downswing in sequence and feel in your hands and arms how you get the club to slot coming down? So here's a drill to handle and to feel what you want to do to take care of not having to make those compensations coming back down. So what that means is, when you go to swing the club back and you're doing all the things that are very effective, starting from the setup and grip and in the takeaway, that you can get the sequence of feeling like you can get your hands to come down and then be able to move pressure in the right way, so that you can get this front hip out the way, and then you've got all this room to get the extension in the lead hand and arm, and you've got this long lever that you can release and unwind and feel like you've got in posture, unwind, and rotation. So here's the drill to help you learn what a more effective way might be to handle root cause number 5. As a golfer, you probably realize that there is a sequential movement, and the way you create the grip, the setup, the balance, the getting ready, the takeaway, all of those things. And if you do them more effectively and more usefully, as I say, then you're going to get to some of these root causes. And I've summarized just 5 today. However, there's going to be a lot of benefit for you to be able to do these 2 drills to help you rotate through the golf ball more effectively and with more speed in the club going into the strike, and you're going to hit your golf shots far more crisply. So let's explore the 2 drills I think are very, very helpful to you as a golfer that you can go and practice. So the first drill is getting a pivot where you wind and unwind as efficiently as you possibly can and sequence your downswing where you're going to move more into the front of your foot, the ball and the toe, and then push out of the ground and turn through. So you can see in the image on the screen that I'm making sure that you get this correct sequence of events starting the downswing. So going back, we're winding, keeping our tailbone over, and then basically you're going to compress, push down on the ball of your foot, and then push out of the, it's going to give you energy, and you're going to push and extend the left hip, staying in posture. So you're pushing towards the target with your right foot. So there's pushing down, letting the club slot down, and then you're going to push and clear and extend that left leg. So elite golfers, by the time their left arm is parallel to the ground on the backswing, they're pushing into the ball of the toe of their left foot and then exploding and pushing out, extending their left side so that their right hip gets out of the way. So they're going push, arms come down, and then they're getting their left hip out of the way. So here's a fantastic drill that might take a little bit of getting used to, but can be very effective in how you utilize your lead side, your left side that I was explaining more in this last video, and how to get you to rotate through the golf shot in posture and getting your golf club to disturb the grass, get the low point after the ball, and be able to release the golf club far later with more energy. Please would you think about subscribing to my channel, hit the thumbs up, and leave me a comment as to how it's going for you this week as you practice your game and play. I would love to spend time with you individually if you choose, and you can reach out to me to do that with the information below, or you can email me. So thanks, I appreciate it. Golfers, if you need help figuring out your root cause to the issues and your struggles in your golf game, then reach out to me. My contact is down below, and I'd gladly help you by diagnosing what your root cause or what the priority needs to be in your golf swing, and then give you a practice plan and a way to go about changing that so you can enjoy your golf more because you're hitting more quality golf shots. It's fun to be with you each week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.